there folks, welcome. We're back here again with these little flan dish, pie dishes, whatever you want to call them. You saw me throwing the pie dishes, and there's some there that we threw. What I wanted to do was, using the one that I did previously yesterday, what I want to do is put a couple of lugs on either side. So just to show you how to do that. So let's get camera pointing down here like that. Okay, there we are. You can see that flan dish there. That's the one we're going to work on. This fella. Alright, so he's now at the right stage to be thumbed off. Okay, now he isn't going to fit on there, so I'll put him back on there. What I need to do is, you can see that there, you can see the 45-degree bevel that we've got, which is going to help us right now with the help of a sponge. Always a good idea. So grab yourself a sponge. Just have a damp sponge to hand, okay? And you're just going to wet your thumb, okay, and then just thumb him off all the way around. Now you do need to have a sponge here to wet your thumb, okay, to allow your thumb to slide, because if you don't, unless you want to spit on your thumb or lick your thumb or whatever, but okay, now is not a bad opportunity right now to have a look at the base of the pot, okay? And sometimes pots just need a slight push down because they can tend to dome up. So you don't want that to happen. So what you can do is you can take a straight edge, okay, and just put it across that like that, and that will, in that way you can see, well, this one now is slightly going the other way, but that's fine. That's okay, that's good. Okay, so if there are any little scratches in the bottom here that just need a little, you can use the back of your fingernail, which is nice and smooth, and you can use that for compressing. So if you find there's a little nick or a little hole, turn your finger over, use the back of your fingernail, and you can just rub over that wound and heal him up. Okay? Alright, so we're going to in fact, I'm going to work off the going to be working off of the banding wheel. Alright, so what we want to do is my idea is to put a couple of lugs opposite each other on this pie dish. So how are we going to do that? Well, have a dampened board or dampened work surface. You'll have some clay. Pull off a little bit of clay. Okay. And we're gonna roll the clay out. Now use the whole of your hand to roll. Don't just roll in the middle. Don't like that. Otherwise you get an oval shape. Okay. So, what size lugs do we want? That's a good question. Well, we want to consider the pot that they're going to go on. Well, you can see the rolled rim here. So we want something that's going to be in keeping with that, something similar in size. Okay, now you do want to wet the board very slightly here, but don't have it wet so it's sticky, but just dampen it. Alright? Because a dry board or a dry tabletop will take moisture out of the clay if you roll it on it, and will render the clay more likely to crack. So it's best just do that, slightly dampen it. Boards is not necessarily the best thing to roll it on, but I don't have a... Well, actually I do have a table over there I could have used, but... Well, never mind. As we're here now, we will continue. Alright, so... There we have a sausage. Le saucisson! What I need now is my fettling knife, which... Yeah, here it is. Le saucisson. Are we in the picture? Yeah, pretty much. Okay, I'll come in for a bit of detail in a sec. I've got some water there behind me. Okay, so I always, the bit on the very end, chop him off. The next thing is to think about the size of the lug that we're going to put on. Something like that, I think, is sufficient. Okay, now the rest you can discard for the moment over there. My sponge. I'm going to have that, a little bit more water in it this time. Okay, let me just going to put in a bit of detail for you right here, where I'm going to be working right there on the lip of the pot. I want you to see this. If you can see that clearly. We can get enough light on the subject. This is always a question. Can we get enough light? Alright, so there it is. Now, where you're going to put the lug, you can wet it like that, okay? And I'm just going to score it with my thumbnail. Okay, and fingernails are useful, so if you don't bite them, scratch with them. Okay, put a bit of water into that. Okay, now I'm going to take one of these sausages. Okay, and we're going to take it and we're going to offer it up to the at the top of the pot there, like that. Okay, now I'm just going to smooth the lug, blend the lug in by so it's looking something like that, okay, at the moment. Okay. You can just wet it and wet your fingers And now this is a bit like handle pulling. It's a little bit of a finicky type job. I'm going to take the end here and I'm going to slide it away. Watch. That's the one. Two. I haven't done any of these for a while actually. Okay, so I've just smoothed that in, and then you see what I did, just push sort of downward pressure and smearing it away like the handles. Okay, well I'm sort of happy with that, but okay, right, we're going to then, now it's important that you put these on opposite one another, so it's never a bad idea just to make a little mark. Okay, we're going to just wet the side of that again. Use your fingernail, scratch it. A bit more water. Okay, it's going to take this again, offer it up to the right in the middle there. Okay, just push it on. So it looks like that. Now I'm going to, in this case, I'm going to blend it in, you see, like this. I'm a bit out of practice, to be honest, at doing these. It's probably noticeable as well. Okay, a little bit of water. Okay, all right, let's have a little sideways underside squint at it. All right. Okay. Now to do this with your thumb, you need to just dry off your thumb a little bit. Okay. That's important. Now, putting this hand here behind, okay, we're going to then push, let's imagine we're doing it here, push and then push away like that. You've got to smear the clay away, smudge it away. You know, push down and smear the clay, see? Like that. See that? It's easy really, isn't it? So again, see, pushing it one way, you find it may be easier than doing it the other way because you're more used to, you know, the way that your hand works. It's not so easy to, say, use the other side to push the other way. You have to overcome that, okay? Okay, so we'll get in there and we're going to push down and smear them away. Okay. Now you can see what's happened there, okay? You see how it's in the process of, excuse me, smearing away. It's sort of slightly not left a good, that's something I don't like, all right? So that's something that's going to have to be addressed. So we're going to, that's one of the wonderful things about clay, isn't it? It's very forgiving. And even if we make a mistake, we can we can somehow we get forgiven rather quickly, don't we? And we can we can go on as if it never happened. So, well, it's time to look at it and assess it and tell me what you think. Now, if there are any little nicks on the side of the pot or anything that just needs a little touch up, then now's the time to do it. Okay, we'll put a seal on that, and that's done. These little, I don't know what you call it, flan dish, shallow pie dish, what do you call it? I've got more of those to do there when those other guys get dry. Great, well, practice is what it's all about. Practice makes you proficient, makes you fluent. Clay is so vulnerable, isn't it? It's so easily impressed or scratched or nicked, but it's so easily repaired as well. That's the great thing about it. Okay, go to my website, simonleachpottery.com. We've got workshops there. I'm going to be in April in the southwest, so if you're from the southwest of the US and you want me to come by and do a workshop, then please get in touch. I'll be in that neck of the woods. It'd be nice to meet up with some of you YouTubers out there from around the country and see you face to face. Okay folks, well that's it. Nothing more on those. I'm going to do some more of these I've got to do, and yeah, the sun is shining, blue sky out there. We had snow yesterday, but it's pretty much gone. It was that kind of wet snow that stuck to the trees. It's stuck to every branch, but the sun has melted it all away. Hey, keep practicing. See you soon. Bye bye.